Did you know that Mississippi is now one of the fastest growing states in America? Only 2 states saw real GDP rise faster than it did here in the second and third quarter of 2024. Were you aware that personal income in our state rose more here than almost anywhere in the US this past year? New data from the Bureau of Economic Analysis shows that Mississippi is on the up. In the second and third quarter of last year, Mississippi personal income rose faster than almost every other state, apart from Alabama and Arkansas. For as long as anyone can remember, Mississippi has ranked 50th out of 50. Not for much longer, perhaps. According to this new data, ours was one of the top performing states in the past year. If we keep growing for the next 2 years the way we did in the last year, we won't be bottom of the class for much longer. Mississippi's success is not an accident. It's a consequence of a number of key free market reforms that have transformed the prospects for our state. One is labour market deregulation, with an occupational licensing law passed in 2021. Then there are tax cuts, with legislation to cut the state income tax to a flat 4% passed in 2022. Further tax reform to make tax more efficient for business was enacted in 2023. Education funding reform then followed as a step towards school choice in 2024. These reforms have begun to energize our state. They make it easier for people to get ahead, for businesses to invest, and for families to spend their income on their priorities. They draw in inward investment, which is changing our state, transforming our state, you might say, for the better. If Mississippi is not to lose this momentum, we need to go even further. That's why the Mississippi Center for Public Policy has just published a blueprint for Mississippi, a list of the 10 key reforms we would like to see to lift our state to the top of the economic table. The number one reform we need to prosper is school choice. Why? School choice is the only way to be certain of raising standards. The better job we do of educating young people, the greater their chances of leading a prosperous, fulfilling life. Our blueprint sets out how we can accomplish school choice, giving every family in our state the choices that today only the rich enjoy. To prosper, our state needs less regulation and less government. Our blueprint sets out proposals to cut taxes further and dismantle costly leftist bureaucracy that seems to be in control no matter who you vote for. Decades of crony cartel politics has stifled innovation in our state. Years of lobbyists cutting cozy deals in the Capitol that commercially advantaged their clients but held Mississippi back. A lot of the intentionally restrictive laws that limit healthcare provision simply need to go. Our blueprint sets out how to make all of this happen. The Mississippi Center for Public Policy has been a driving force behind many of the key free market reforms that have helped to energize this state. But at every opportunity, crony cartel politics has tried to prevent change. The crony cartel will try again. It's what self-serving cartels do. Already they're mobilizing half-baked arguments against school choice. They're lobbying to maintain intentionally restrictive laws that hold back the healthcare economy. Brace yourself for politicians explaining why we can't afford tax cuts despite a healthy surplus. In politics, as Morton Blackwell once said, nothing moves unless it's pushed. The Mississippi Center for Public Policy won't just publish our blueprint. We'll push, and push hard. Mississippi's future is too important to let bad politics and bad politicians get in the way. Mississippi could be on the cusp of transformative changes. If we keep going, we won't be 50th for much longer. We could become like Tennessee or Alabama, a state that young people want to move to, not to leave.